Hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC Showcase video. These are my completely rebuilt Coronation Express coaches. Now this is what I wanted my coaches to look like, and these have a lot more detail. They have the appropriate window pieces and they are much longer. So there is a fair bit to talk about with each coach. No two coaches are the same, they each have their own purpose. They are supposed to be based off real coaches from the Express. Having said that, I kind of did this incorrectly. I was looking at the actual Coronation Scott Express, which is the blue livery express for the locomotive of the same name. And I don't actually know, I didn't look this up, if the coaches were done in red as well, like you see here. But I can just play this off by saying, yes, they're basically the same, it's just a different livery. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because these look beautiful. Having a look at each coach individually, we're going to start with the standard passenger coach. And this is something I had 4 of in its previous incarnation. Previously, it also had 5 windows along the body, where this now has the appropriate 7 windows. It has the better framed window pieces, and the actual windows themselves are much more detailed, as are the windows I'm using for the doors as well. The lining for each of the coaches is done with trimline tape, and I exhausted 3 rolls of trimline tape in this colour to get all 4 coaches done. I only just had enough. There are some people on the inside of the coaches as well, not that much more in terms of internal detail. You're not going to really see the insides, but at least there are some minifigures in there. It's a shame that the power functions take up so much space, and the motors have been put to the front of the coach instead of the back. It's better to know that they're going to be pushing a little bit easier compared to how they were last time. It might not make too much of a difference, but it's something I wanted to go ahead and do. The second coach we are looking at is the restaurant coach. It is very similar to the passenger one showed previously. The only major difference, this has 6 windows along the side instead of 7. All of the same details as mentioned previously, with minifigures on the inside, but I also have some curtains, and this is achieved by using some 1x3 slope bricks. Now, this is the only coach to have them, and I was going to go back to my passenger coach and put some of those curtain bricks in there, but it's a bit tedious. It's not really worth it. You're not going to really notice it either as it races past you. But for what it was, I thought it was quite cool. And next we have the kitchen coach. Well, the food for the restaurant has to come somewhere. Now this has some slight differences with the window arrangement and the door arrangement as well. I wasn't too sure how this looked on both sides. I didn't think it would be consistent or mirrored, but from what I can tell, it is. So it looks like this on the other side as well. So we have 4 big windows, we have some small windows on both sides to represent double doors in order for all of the food to come in. And I'm using some nice thin and tall window pieces as well. These look very cool indeed. And all of the windows have been greyed out to represent the mesh that covered the windows. It looks quite simple in a way, but it's the only thing I can think of without having to kind of go onto the window pieces themselves. And finally, we have the brake coach. Now, there really isn't that much to talk about, but I think I like how this one looks the most, just because of those smaller windows. More trimline tape was used for this coach because there's plenty more space between the small windows for the lining to go. And just seeing the big windows go into small windows, again, I think it looks quite nice, just because it's a bit different. And one thing I thought was quite weird, I suppose it's not weird, it's just not something I'm used to. On the Coronation Scott Express itself, this was at the very front, with those small windows being behind the tender. Is it me, or is that just a bit weird? I mean, that doesn't seem like a common thing. And there we go, that is the end of this MOC Showcase video. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Since the coaches got rebuilt and the locomotive got rebuilt, I may as well do an action video just to see the entirely rebuilt Coronation Express in action. It is going to be quite exciting, it must be said, because these look so much better now. These look so much more proper. Again, they're longer, better detailed, and I am very, very happy with how they now look. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.